Today I am showing you guys my new and improved routine that's specifically designed for damaged hair, for repair, and for lifeless curls that need a pick-me-up and need some TLC. This routine is probably the best routine I've ever had in my entire life, and it's actually a routine that works for my curls. This is day 2 of this routine, and as you can see, my hair looks absolutely amazing still. I'm going to show you guys this exact routine, what I literally do, not every single wash, but every single week. Let's go ahead and jump right in to the routine. We're starting off with my pre-shower routine. My pre-shower routine starts with oiling and a scalp massage. I never used to do it, and for the past couple of months, I've been doing this every single time. It has significantly improved my wash days. It has significantly improved the health of my hair. So I always do it now. Ever since I started doing it, I notice a lot more baby hairs growing out of my hairline. So I start with a scalp massage and I oil my scalp using my own homemade blend of oils. It's a blend of jojoba oil, coconut oil, and olive oil, and I also put a couple of drops of lavender essential oil in there. And then I massage my scalp for about 5 to 10 minutes. I like to have my scalp feel warm and be a little bit flushed and red. So the whole point of the massage is to bring blood flow to my scalp. After I did my scalp massage, I go in with the OGX Damage Remedy Coconut Miracle Oil. This is actually a new purchase thanks to Abby Young. I have integrated some of her product recommendations into my routine, and a lot of these products I really enjoy and love. What is good about the OGX Coconut Miracle Oil is that it also contains silicones, and that is even better to use as a pre-shampoo oil, something that has silicones in it. I really like it so far. It is definitely on the thicker side, so I do not use this as a post-wash oil or as a leave-in oil. I just use this as a pre-shampoo oil, and it works amazing for that. The way I apply my pre-shampoo oil is by parting my hair down the middle, and I work in sections. I just apply a small amount to each section, and if I feel like I need more, I apply more. I really just make sure that my hair feels evenly saturated with the oil, and then I let it sit for a minimum of 30 minutes. Most of the time it's between 2 to 4 hours that I let it sit. It really doesn't matter. Sometimes I also leave it on overnight. It really works great no matter what, but I like to let it sit for at least 30 minutes for the oil to really penetrate, because coconut oil does penetrate the hair shaft and it is reparative. Letting it sit for just at least 30 minutes makes a big difference. It's a part of my routine now that I do not like to skip, because when I skip it, I notice the difference. After I let the oil sit in my hair for a good amount of time, I jump into the shower. So the first thing that I do in the shower is I wet my hair thoroughly, and then I start shampooing my hair. For this routine, I decided to clarify my hair. I clarify my hair about once a week now. There is a good reason for clarifying my hair in this routine, and you will see why in a second. For my clarifying shampoo, I used the Redken Hair Cleansing Cream Clarifying Shampoo. I'm actually almost out of this shampoo, so I need to get more, but I've been really loving this clarifying shampoo. It's been absolutely wonderful. I actually have it right here. This clarifying shampoo is great. It does a great job at removing buildup and making my hair feel squeaky clean, which is what I like when I use a clarifying shampoo. So what I do is I start with a small amount in my hands, and I first emulsify it between my hands, and then I start applying it first to the crown of my head and to the back, because that's where I usually get the most buildup and oil. So I really focus on the back of my scalp and the crown of my scalp, and I make sure to really lather it on there first, and then I go into the front and the sides. I also add some water if necessary, if I feel like the shampoo is not spreading really evenly. If I add a little bit of water, it does help the shampoo spread more and emulsify more and foam up more. So that's what I do on the first wash. And after I have sufficiently cleansed my scalp on the first wash, that's when I rinse it off. On the second shampoo, I start with a small amount again. If I need more, I add more, and I repeat the process. I just start with the back of my head, the crown of my head, and work my way to the front. And I make sure that I get a good lather and my scalp feels very clean. What I also like to do to really get the back of my scalp properly is I tilt my head back a little bit, and that's when a lot of the weight of my hair kind of lifts off of my scalp, and that's when I can really get into the back of my head and properly cleanse there. So that's a good tip for anybody that's struggling to get the back of their head with the shampoo. Tilt your head back a little bit. All of that weight is going to come off of your scalp, and it's going to be much easier to work the shampoo into those areas. And I know my scalp is clean when my hair is squeaky clean. That's when I know I properly clarified my hair. Once your hair is properly cleansed, what I do is I use a bond repair. And I also like to use a bond repair about once a week now. I used to only use bond repair once every month. I thought that it was enough, but my hair is weak, it's fragile, it's fine, and it's curly. So I am really benefiting from using a bond repair once a week now. For many people, they may be able to just use it once a month or once every 2 weeks. It really depends on the state of your hair. If it's not super damaged, you don't really need to be using it once a week, but I like to because of how easy it is for my hair to break. So what I use for my bond repair is the L'Oreal Everpure Bond Strengthening Pre-Shampoo Treatment. I also have it right here. For years, I've been using the Redken Bond Repair, and I never knew this existed until I saw Abby Young mention it. And when she compared it to the Redken, apparently it's literally the same thing, and it's so much more affordable. I feel like I can use a much more appropriate amount for my hair. And, if I need to repurchase it, it's all good because what is it? Literally it's like $10. Now I use this one. But the Redken one is also amazing. It's literally the same thing. I don't use this as a pre-shampoo, even though it is marketed as a pre-shampoo treatment. Using this in the shower after shampoo, especially after a clarifying shampoo, is superior. This product actually gets into your hair so much better when you use this after shampooing. And I do notice a big difference when I do that. So I use this after shampooing. So this is what I do. I do not want my hair dripping water. I want it to be just damp. So I section my hair and I squeeze the water out section by section, and I make sure that it is not dripping. I like to apply a generous amount, and then I also apply some more as I section smaller sections of each side of my hair. What I like to do to make sure as much of my hair gets the bond repair is I just very gently finger detangle and get the bigger knots out of my hair with my fingers as the bond repair sits on my hair. But yeah, I just work in sections. I finger detangle the biggest knots I have with my fingers in sections with the bond repair. That's how I also just let it sit in my hair for a good amount of time. And after the 5 or 10 minutes have passed, that's when I will rinse it out. So once I rinse the bond repair out of my hair, that's when I will go in with a conditioning product and actually detangle my hair. This time, I went in with the Dove Damage Therapy Intensive Repair Serum Mask. It's lovely, it's lightweight, and it gives me exactly the right amount of conditioning that my hair needs. So I absolutely love it. I make sure that all areas of my hair feel conditioned and slippery as I'm applying. So if I need to section my hair into even more sections to apply, that's what I will do. I don't want any parts of my hair to feel rough after I finished applying. I want all of my hair to feel the same, conditioned and slippery. I love this mask. It makes my hair feel extremely conditioned and soft. It works wonders, and it's a really, really good product to use to detangle your hair as well. It is not too thick and heavy. A lot of masks and conditioners that are marketed towards curly hair are very thick and heavy. And sometimes I find that that's actually not the best thing to use if you want to detangle your hair. For me, using something more lightweight is the perfect way to detangle my hair. It doesn't weigh my hair down. It's more silky and slippery, and liquidy. It doesn't make my hair clump up like a thick, heavy mask or conditioner does to my hair. So I much rather use something like this. If you have thicker or coarser hair than mine, you may really love using a thicker mask or a conditioner that's designed for thick, coarse hair, and that is totally fine. Whatever floats your boat, whatever works for your hair type, this is just what works for my hair type. After I applied the mask to my hair, I like to section my hair into really small sections and detangle very, very gently. So I start from the back and I start from my ends and work my way up to my lengths. And in every small section, I just detangle it as gently as possible. The brush that I'm using is the Unbrush. This is actually the one that is designed for finer hair, and I really, really like it. I find that it's literally the perfect brush to detangle. Once I finish detangling all of my hair, that's usually more than enough time for the mask to sit on my hair. That's when I would usually rinse the mask off. Now my hair feels incredible. It feels silky, it feels smooth, it feels conditioned. I always like to make sure that I rinse the mask off thoroughly. Any conditioning product, I make sure I rinse that out before I put my hair up and finish up my routine. That's it for the in-shower routine. That's what I do. So now we are in the styling part of the routine. For styling, there are so many ways you can take it. A lot of people with curly hair style it when it's dripping wet. That's fine. If it works for you, that's great. It is not bad for my hair. I just don't like to do it. I like my hair damp, wet, not dripping. The first thing I do is I go in with a leave-in conditioner. I like spray leave-in conditioners. I don't like cream leave-in conditioners. I like them to be lightweight and easy to apply. I have two incredible leave-in conditioners that I like to use. These are the two that I usually use. So for this routine, we're all about repairing. So I'm using the Pantene Miracle Rescue 10-in-1 multitasking leave-in spray. This one is super, super, super lightweight. This, I can literally apply a gallon of it and it will still not weigh my hair down. So I love using this if I want bigger hair and just more voluminous results. So I just ran out of the Ava New York City Stay Hydrated Leave-In Conditioner, which I also really, really love. This is a more oily formula. It's not as lightweight as the Pantene. I do have to be a little bit more cautious with how much I use of this, but it gives me incredible results and I love how my hair feels with this product. Both of them work really well. And honestly, any leave-in conditioner that you like to use that works for your hair is gonna work for this routine too. I clip the rest of my hair up and I just work with one small section at a time. And I just make sure that all of my hair from both sides, every section on both sides gets enough of the product. This means that I'm using a lot of product. But it doesn't matter to me, especially not with this product because this product does not weigh my hair down. When you spray this, it feels like a dry mist in a weird way. It doesn't feel even like watery. It just feels like a mist that instantly dries up. And it is not like oily, so I can really use a lot of this. I don't really like to brush style too often because it does cause a lot of tension on the scalp and on your hair. And my hair is fragile to begin with, so I leave the brush styling to more special occasions or if I really, really feel like it, but that's not what I do on the daily. On the daily, I just finger comb to separate my curls, or what I do in this routine is I just brush parts of my hair up and away from my scalp, and that creates some volume. It gives me some curl clumps, and that is more than enough for me. After I did that, I like to go in with a mousse or a gel. Today, I am using the Wedad Advanced Climate Control Stronger Hold Heat and Humidity Gel. I have both the regular and the Stronghold version. I use them interchangeably. This one is just a little bit thicker. The normal one is more liquidy, so if I really want super voluminous hair, not weighed down at all, I will use that one. This one just gives a slightly better hold, so today I'm using this one. The way I apply it is also super, super simple and easy. It does not require too much sectioning or anything like that. I just part my hair down the middle. I give myself the part that I want. Sometimes I do like a side part. More often than not, it's just a middle part. So I make sure to part my hair, and then I dispense a good amount of gel onto my palm, and I rub it between my hands to make sure it gets everywhere on my hand so it's easier to apply. And then I apply the gel on one side using the praying hands method. I focus it a lot more on my ends than anywhere else. Using this application method gives me better curl definition and more ringlets, so that's why I do it. So I do that on both sides. And then I flip my hair upside down. I apply a little bit more gel and I scrunch that into my hair while my hair is upside down. That's about it for styling. Once I finish styling, I am diffusing my hair. I never let my hair air dry anymore. My results are infinitely better when I diffuse, and my scalp loves it a lot more too. My hair doesn't feel as weighed down when I diffuse, and my scalp doesn't get oily as quickly when I diffuse, so I like to diffuse every single time. So for diffusing, I just hover diffuse until my hair is about 80%, 70% dry. It doesn't take too long because I have pretty lightweight products on my hair, so it maybe takes like 15 minutes to diffuse my hair to that point. If you want to see how I diffuse my hair, I have a video up on my channel where I really go in depth and show exactly how I diffuse. So check that out if you're interested. After I finish diffusing my hair to about 70-80%, I just wait and I let my hair finish up drying on its own. And once it is fully dry, to break off the cast, fluff my hair and give it some more shine, I like to apply an oil, and I like to use the Verb Ghost Oil. It's great. It has silicones and it gives me amazing shine and softness. So I apply one pump for each side of my hair, and also I shake my roots for more volume. That's everything that I do. This is a really reparative routine, so I don't do this every single time I wash my hair, but I try to do this once a week. Clarifying, using a bond repair treatment, and applying these strengthening, repairing products to my hair. It really makes a huge difference. It makes my hair just feel literally the healthiest it's ever been. The results are incredible. They're incredible on the same day. They're also incredible the second day, which is literally like, as you can see, my hair still looks really good. It has so much body. It feels good, it feels soft, and it just looks good. That is it for this routine. I'm really happy to share this routine with you guys. I have more routines coming and just more product reviews, so stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.